Greenlight has done it again. 1/64 scale HD trucks, Series 7. We've got 3 awesome vehicles in this newest release of December 2016. This, at time of filming, is January 2017 and should be widely available in many of your big box local stores in North America and perhaps elsewhere in the world. In this lineup we have the International Durastar box truck with the awesome, ever popular Gulf fuel tampo decorations, or Gulf oil I should say. And we've got the New York Fire Department ambulance tampo on the International Durastar ambulance, as well as, and this is the most highly anticipated for me, 1973 Winnebago Chieftain, straight out of AMC's Walking Dead. Many of you will remember this from seasons 1 through season 4 with Dale at the wheel or on the roof, as well as many others. This is a brand new casting from Greenlight with immense details, which we are going to explore in full towards the end of this video with a full breakdown and disassembly of this RV, just to see what is inside of this and what goes into the details that make up these awesome castings. Now, these collectibles have been coming out in the HD Truck series heavy duty for a number, well, at least a couple of years anyways. And on the back of the red type packaging, you'll see all 3 vehicles in the series. Collect the whole series, and that is about it. That has been the way it has been since the first Series 1 came out, although the first series I believe was all with this red packaging and a truck behind the HD Truck emblem. However, recently in the last, well, not too recently, but in the last several series, they have had one oddball packaging, which is really cool looking, but still a part of the HD Truck series. This one has more of a Hollywood type design to it, with a little bit of a backstory on The Walking Dead and the actual RV from the TV show, which is now fairly famous if you're into the zombie apocalypse show, The Walking Dead. And this truck, all these trucks, are perfect 1/64 scale. We'll get them all opened up, so we won't spend too much time on this RV because we are going to look at it very closely. But to give you an idea, here is the scale beside a fleet of Hot Wheels that was in my last Hot Wheel haul video, and you can see the scale is spot on. Driving through the scale junkyard also makes it very apparent this truck would get stuck in real life in such an off-road type environment. So we'll stick to the roads. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Well, this RV really fits in the junkyard. You can almost picture the zombies coming up and clambering around it, slamming on the windows with their bloody palms. But in this peaceful yard, we don't have to worry about zombies. Just passerbyers and looters of old vintage vehicles. Before I get carried away showing you how I broke this RV down into all these pieces, let's take a look at these last 2 HD trucks. While for me the 1973 Winnebago Chieftain does steal the show, these trucks are still super cool and definitely worth a full review in themselves. The Durastar International box truck has lots of detail, as we have become accustomed to seeing on these vehicles. Check out the interior of this thing. It's got opening rear doors, which line up quite nicely, and a ton of detail, as you can see, with the lights and the license plates and everything else. True dualies. All metal box too. This thing isn't plastic. The only plastic is the very small piece of the base here, and assembled with screws. And then we've got the fire truck ambulance here, which also has a ton of awesome details. That's my clock going in the background there. All metal as well, the only plastic piece being the base as well. Let's see if it does a little better on the off-road circuit. Oh, a little little bit of ground clearance issues, but slightly better than the Winnebago. And how about that golf truck? Roads are no problem. Oh my goodness. No, not a good off-road vehicle either. Anyways, that is the 3 vehicles from HD Series 7 from Greenlight. Probably the best 3 vehicles we've seen since Series 6. Each series is always great. I love this series so much. Awesome that Greenlight is able to put out these high quality heavy castings for us. And now let's get into that full review and teardown of the Winnebago. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can't figure out how this thing was put together and what is inside of this awesome vehicle. Right off the bat, I can only assume that these chrome bumpers hold the chassis in place, as there are no rivets on this vehicle. You can see the metal band of the body extending behind the bumpers on both the front and the back. Let's see if we can't knock one of those out with a small flathead screwdriver. Oh. And there goes the front bumper. Front bumper's off. Oh, look at that. Don't even think we need to take the back bumper off. But let's take it off anyways, just for giggles. Just using a slight twisting action. Boom! There goes the bumper. And what do you know? We've got an RV coming apart. Check the insides of this RV out. You never would have seen this from those dark black windows, which we'll check in a second to see if they're even transparent or if they're just painted metal. But club seating in the back. We've got some appliances, a sink, a 4-burner stove, a little water tank, a little eating area, nice big detailed steering wheel and dashboard, 2 captain seats, awesome details, glove box, vents and everything on this RV camper. All these parts are plastic. And I would expect they've come apart further if we dare do that. Not really sure there's any reason to at this point, but definitely a separate piece. You can see right through it. It's probably just glued together, so we'll just leave that together for now. The main question, of course, is what about these windows? There's a lot of pieces attached to the RV, and now clear as day you can see right through this thing. Look at that. Well, clear as a dark, gloomy day, I should say. I can see right through that, and they are indeed transparent. Awesome. Awesome to know that. They've got these little nibs, little plastic molten nibs holding everything together, which is really cool. So if you want to customize these, all you got to do is push the windows in from the outside, or to be a little bit more cautious, scrape those nibs off, and the window should fall right out. Pretty cool. We're going to try and pop some of those windows out now for you. And in order to do that, we'll take the flathead screwdriver once again. This is just my technique, kind of going on the fly here. We'll zoom in. I'm just going to kind of push against the nib, like so. See if I can't break them off. I'm not really showing you very well, am I? There we go. There's one nib. And now we'll get the other side. Focus. Might be better to use a small Dremel tool if you have access to one of those. Or we'll just rest this against a firmer surface. And I think that window's going to come out now. Boom. There you go. Now I've got the back window out of the camper van. It's busted out. And the window is still perfectly intact, other than missing its little plastic nibs, as I've been calling them, for lack of a better word. We'll smash out the remaining windows right now. And here comes the next window. Just like that. Little side window. Nothing to it really. Probably don't even need to denibify them. Looks like they're just popping out on their own now. Whammo! Lots of windows coming out of this RV. Heck, maybe you could just use your finger. Let's not get too fancy and just... out comes the window. How about those front windows? Yeah! Break all the windows out of this thing. Come on out. Yep, there comes the front window. Just demolishing this thing. I like the very front windshield windows. They're pretty cool. Whack! Look at that. Boom! No more window. Just destroying this thing. It's kind of fun. I'm not really destroying. I'm just kind of modifying it. Crack! I actually haven't damaged one window yet. They're all still... maybe there's a light scratch on a few of them, but I've got a pile of windows here for you. Get those into view. And they're all perfectly fine. I still have those front ones in place, but... let's put this thing back together. Zoom out slightly. And compare it, sans windows. To put it back together again, simply attach the bumpers by pushing them into, oh, that's the back bumper, into their slots, just like that. I think they almost did this on purpose. This is a genius. I'm really, really loving the way that Greenlight has chosen to build their vehicles. So if you really want to get a good look inside, move all that rubble. Get a look inside your RV, where normally you couldn't tell what's going on inside. Now you can see clear as day through every shot out window of this 1973 Winnebago. How many parts are on these things is the next question. How many parts? Well, there's only one way to be sure. Careful those little front bumpers. They got those little steps there. You don't want to bend those off. So we've got the base. That's made up of several pieces, no doubt. And well, there you go. Just gonna crack that apart. By the looks of it, it is just held together with a minimal amount of friction, possibly some glue. One of the little holes that goes into the chassis came out fine, the other one snapped. Not sure if that was glue or friction, but it still goes back together again. Even if you break both of the pins out of the holes, you could easily glue it at those two attachment points. That is basically, looks like one piece. I'm sure the steering wheel is separate. Yep, it's got to be separate. It's held in there by clips, you can see. Well, we don't need to remove the steering wheel. We didn't really need to remove the interior from the base, but you never know. Maybe you want to put a lifted base on your RV. And of course the wheels come apart. We know how that happens. You just pull the wheel right off, and even then the tires also come off these things. If you really want to go crazy and remove the tires, you can do that as well. 6 tires. Back to the vehicle body. The mirrors do come off, although quite often they will break, so you have to be very careful as This one I bought and pulled straight out of the package. The mirror was broken off in the package, so we don't want to break any more mirrors than we have to. But what other items? We've got some taillights that could come off. We've got this whole rack system that's been put on. And the awning. The awning also has some little pins that hold it together. That is gone. So let's see if we can't take the awning off. There, the awning actually just broke, so that wasn't the greatest way. They're very fragile, these little awnings, but oh heck, we're this far in. Let's just get the awning off if we can't. There we go. It's starting to come off. Doing! Still held on at the front by another pin at the front. Something went flying. I don't know what the heck that was, but oh, yeah, we're just breaking the little pins. I'll just show you as we go, just in case you're trying to do this yourself. There's these little pins in the hole that are just kind of shearing off as I go. There's another one behind that. So the plastic pins on the back of this awning are breaking, and at the bottom the awning has broken off right where the piece goes into the pin. So there's a little dab of glue, or it's a very tight friction fit, which won't really allow you to get this off easily in one piece. Let's see if we can't get one of them off. Nope, all three broke. So there's the awning. I do believe that is made of plastic. The awning is now removed other than the sheared pins. You see, we've still got a window up there even. Got a couple windows up in the very top I forgot to smash. Boom. And there you go. That window just came out. Can't even barely hold it. So small. It's even got a silver painted exterior around the window. Pretty cool. The ladder would come off very easily, I think, but it sure adds a lot of character to the vehicle. And I don't know. Is there any reason to take the ladder off? Is there any reason to take any of this stuff off? That's the question now. Yeah, I guess there is. So let's take the ladder off. If we can. There we go. It's got some little push pins that have just come out very nicely. If you're customizing, you're going to want to take the ladder off, otherwise the paint job is going to be a little messy. And there goes the ladder. Dale, you're not going up for any more zombie rooftop sightings or shootings. And the very top piece appears to have been also... Yep, there you go. It's just a little push-pull pin on the one side. The other one has a tiny pin that connects to the upper railing of the RV, which, although you can't see from inside, the base is so thick, it is also just connected carefully with a push-pull pin type design. No damage there, removing it, and you can see 4 holes attaching it. We're getting right down to the base here of the vehicle. Got a few extras now that you may or may not need on your 1973 Winnebago, including this air conditioner. It's got 2 little pins. You can see at the base here. So again, using your flathead screwdriver, you can either drill those out. I'm detecting a little bit of glue residue, which is probably the reason why these are in there. I'm going to use a tiny Phillips screwdriver here just to kind of twist and push. There we go. That had the desired effect. Just like that, you can remove the AC unit from the top of the vehicle. This particular RV does not get AC. So we've got one left of those to do. We've also got this thing. Looks like some sort of air vent up on top of the camper. Might as well take that off, eh? It's got the same thing, a little bit of glue. And maybe even use your flathead to just pry. There we go. Little bit of deformation damage on that thing, but heck, who cares? We're taking it apart. Maybe don't take it off that way. Take your time, drill it out so you don't put those two little tiny dents that I put in there by twisting on it. Nobody really cares though. Well, unless you're like a perfectionist, I guess. But we've got another one here on the top. This thing's actually kind of loose up on the front. Oh wow, that just came like right off. No trouble at all. What have we got on it? Just a little pin. Okay, quite a little pile of refuse in the background here. We've got all these windows. I should put it all in view. All this stuff from Dale's RV. Oh, there we go. Looking promising. There. Oh, I kind of broke the pin on that one, but if you're putting these things back on, you can see I broke the pin. You can just put a little dab of glue on there if you're not careful. Like I'm not being very careful right now. Busting up Dale's RV here. It's bits of plastic going everywhere. So we're down to the base here. The mirrors, we know they're going to break when we try and take them off because heck, it broke in, this other one broke in shipping. So you can see it's just got these two little tiny chrome bits that go into the metal body. Kind of a glued in pin design. So are we going to take those off? Well, probably. I don't know, why not? See how easily they break, I think. We're not going to be able to get them off from the inside, that's clear. The pins are exceedingly small. We can try. We'll try two different ways here. Dale's RV. Kind of scratch the paint a bit, but it's the inside of the vehicle, so who really cares? And I should just be able to pull these off. Try not to... Yeah, hey, we're having some luck. Wow, we actually got it. That means I might be able to repair the one I haven't demolished. You can see how the mirror has a kind of a little pin behind that thicker spot on the mirror's attachment point, which of course was missing on the one that I have here that broke. It's actually shorter. Not sure you can see that. Who cares? Get the point. So maybe that was a good idea, trying to shear off whatever you could as far as a pin on the inside of these. I don't really have anything. I'm just going to try just pulling on this one. See if that works. I can feel it giving a bit. It's just, will it shear? Or will it just come out nicely? This one's putting up a struggle. Oh, we got one pin out. The top one broke. The one that was put up. Oh, they're both broken. Oh well. One mirror. It's all I needed to fix my other one. So in this case, you can see the mirror that came out, or the mirror that didn't come out, left behind a shard. One hole did come out, but then broke afterwards. The other one came out cleanly and left two tiny pinholes. There's that window I left in. The window that came out. The front windshield I have left in so far. Is it two pieces or one? It is one piece. and also attached with pins. Let's go ahead and take that out without scratching it though. Once you've removed one of those pins, the whole windshield pretty well wants to come out, and it does. Just a little turn, you can see the flashing pins that kind of hold it in place. So I removed one of those 4 flashings. Those cracks were there all along and are painted on. So you've got a spare window now. And now we have the RV casting, clean metal all the way across, ready for your customization and paint. Got a couple taillights you could pull out if you wanted. I would suggest you leave them in, just paint them. The headlights, same story. Far too difficult to take them out in one piece. Chances are they're just going to break unless you're very careful about kind of getting those glue blobs or flashing off of the back of them and hoping that you can push them out from the front or from the back. They are actually individual lenses. It's not a one-piece light with 2 different colors. You've got a clear and an amber lens. And this has been a very in-depth review of Dale's busted down, broken 1/64 scale RV. It's a lot of parts. Just to count them all up here, we've got the body. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including both front headlights assemblies. 6, 7 for the taillights. 8 for that top window I didn't take out. Pretty sure that's it for the body. And then a 2-piece interior here for the steering wheel. Oh, 3-piece. This front firewall is also removable, as you can see by the pins. So where were we? 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces right there. Then you've got 6 tires, 16, 6 wheels, that's 22, 2 axles, 24, the base, 25, 2 mirrors, 26, 27, the awning, 28, 2 air conditioners, 29, 30, roof vent, 31, roof ladder, 2 pieces, 32, 33, the roof ladder or roof guard or whatever the heck it's called, 34, 2 front bumpers, 35 and 36. I think those are one piece, although they could be separate. This appears to be a 3-piece bumper. Oh, 37, 38, 39, 40. The windshield, 41. 42 for that other side window. 43 for this weird little vent they deformed. 44 with the back window. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 51 parts on Dale's 1973 Winnebago Chieftain RV. And that, my friends, has been an RV disassembly. Thank you, Greenlight, for an awesome casting. And I can't wait to get a coat of purple paint on this thing and put it in my Monster Jam arena. Stay tuned for more awesome videos, guys.